There's a lake there.
I think it knows where it is going.
This is the
the
lake.
machine
This
knows.
is the lake.
Stop yelling at me.
No, it's up there. There's no road here.
How's it going, guys? It's your boy Random Tall Guy. Welcome back to the channel. If you guys are new to the channel, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button for me and let's get started. So today we're gonna continue working on Project Overland with the WJ. Today we're gonna add a roof rack to the WJ. But before I do that, I want to kind of prep and kind of condition or clean up these roof rails. This one, if you take a look at it, is perfectly fine. I'm honestly happy with this one. But if you take a look at the other one over here, this one right here, you can see that the paint is peeling. So it makes the vehicle look ugly, it makes the vehicle look old and oxidized. So we're gonna repair this today. These are pretty simple to remove. I think it's just 3 Torx bolts here to remove. Basically, when I got the vehicle, it didn't come with the cross members. So I went to Pick and Pull and I got these awesome cross members. I think these are called cross members or rails. I got it off another WJ. These are pretty beat up, they're ugly, a lot of sand on them. So I'm just gonna sand it and prime it and paint it as well. So I guess that's what we're gonna do today. So we're gonna go ahead and remove this. These are simple. Basically, you have to remove this plastic cover here. You just have to be pretty careful because you don't want to break it. And you also have to remove this one, I believe. Once you got those 2 out, then you can remove the 1, 2, 3 Torx bolt. And then the whole thing should just come off as one piece. I'm just gonna sand it down and then just paint it with this Rust-Oleum paint I have here. It's a flat black. Just because I kind of want to keep it that color, which I think that's a flat black. So I got it right here. That's what we're gonna do. And since I'm doing this side and most likely the paint is gonna be different, I'm also gonna do the other side just so they could be symmetrical and look exactly the same. All right, so let's get started. All right, guys, so I got the rails out on both sides. Simple. The nothing was really corroded or rusted, so it came out perfectly fine. If you take a look, these are the spots that the rail was sitting on. Now, a key note when you remove it, you kind of want to push the rail towards the front a little bit, like shift it a little bit and then pull out. Just because over here you have this little tab right here that will keep it in place. But other than that, simple. Now this is a perfect time to clean all this because you're never gonna have a chance to clean this again. So I'm just gonna clean up all this dirt along this line here. Just clean it, get probably a air compressor and just blow off all this debris and dirt. So I'm just gonna do that real quick and then I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna do to the rails. Alright guys, so I got the rails on the bench. Basically this is the one that really needs some painting. This one's perfectly fine. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna scratch off any remaining paint on this section, kind of just sand it down to make it nice and even. I'm not gonna go too crazy with this because it's just a rail, it's not that important. It's still gonna have like the roof rack on top of it and stuff like that. So I'm just trying to make it look cosmetically pleasing. And that's basically it. I'm not gonna go too crazy with this. I know there's some people that just are fanatics when it comes to paint and it has to be 100% perfect. I really can care less. I just want it to be sealed and I just want the whole thing to be one color. All right, so I went ahead and sanded down the entire surface. Take a look, it's nice and matted and scuffed up. This part right here with the bare metal meets the paint, it feels nice and smooth. So the whole thing looks ready for painting. I also went ahead and I I cleaned it up with rubbing alcohol, so it's nice and clean. So now we can go ahead and paint it. Alright guys, so I let the paint dry for about 3 hours, and if you take a look at it, yeah, it's pretty ugly, but it did seal the rails, so that's good. I honestly don't care. I'm thinking later in the future I'll go back and spray it with some bed liner just to make it better. I don't have the patience or the time to sand it down and paint it again. All right, so I'm just gonna throw it back on the Jeep just the way it is. I'll worry about it later. I know there's gonna be somebody watching this video and be like, wow, this is amateur hour. You should have sanded down and repainted it. You should have used a different spray can and yada yada. I really don't care. Honestly, the main reason why I did it was just to make the two of them the same color, just because one of them was peeling paint, so that's fine. I also went ahead and painted the two cross members as well. They actually came out perfectly fine. I'm guessing after a while they can just behave. Alright, so I'm just gonna go ahead and install it now, and I'm gonna show you the roof rail I picked up from Amazon. Alright guys, update. So I managed to put the two rails back on. Apparently, in order to install them, you're going to have to remove the front cover. It's pretty simple. You just get a long screwdriver, wedge it in there, pop it off, put the rails on, put the bolts back on, put the front cover back on, and you should be all set on that side. As for this, I left the back cover off because we still need to put the cross members or the side rails back on. So I left those off. Now, if you take a look at the paint is not that bad. It is rough. You can still see all the imperfections, but I'm fine with it. As I mentioned, it's just a rail. I'm gonna go off-roading. I'm gonna get it muddy. I'm gonna go on an adventure basically, so I can care less what the paint job looks like. My OCD definitely wants me to fix it up, but I can care less now. Because as I mentioned, the car itself has a bunch of scratches and stuff like that, so it's not like I'm trying to win, you know, best looking car or anything like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and put the two cross members or two side rails back on, and then we should be ready to install the roof rack. Alright guys, with the roof rail being all set, I'm gonna go ahead and unbox the new roof rack and assemble it. So just give me a moment. Alright guys, so I managed to install the roof rack on top of the car. I went ahead and I bolted it down to the rail. It looks pretty nice. The hardware was easy. In case you guys are wondering how to install it, take a look. You have a rubber piece in between the rail and the roof rack, and you got a metal plate on top. And you have two like thumb nuts that you install. It looks nice. It looks durable. The material looks fine. I'm not saying it's the greatest thing in the world, but it is stronger than other roof racks I was looking at earlier. And I love how there's a gap in between. It looks strong. And I honestly love the dimension. It's not too long, not too short, not too tall, not too shallow. It looks perfectly fine on this vehicle. Now, the reason why I got the roof rack is because I'm going to put my recovery supplies on top. So I'm going to put a spare tire. I'm going to put my my track boards, my farmer jack and all that stuff. It's going to go right on top. I'm definitely going to get some covers for like the tires and stuff like that. But yeah, this is honestly going to save me a lot of space considering that my trunk is already full with all my equipment. And it looks pretty nice. The one on the X-ray looks fine too. So now I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna change out these headlamps just because these are ugly, and I want the since I got new fog lights, I kind of want new headlamps. So I'm just gonna swap those out real quick, and then we're gonna take a look at the vehicle, see how it looks. Alright guys, I'm going to end the video here. Let me know if you like the roof rack. I personally love it. It looks like it belongs. It looks like it's made for the vehicle. It looks so good. I personally love it. I don't think there's any other roof rack I can think of that will look nice with this vehicle than this one right here. So let me know if you like it. By the way, the new headlamps took off like 20 years from this vehicle. The car looks so good with the new headlamps. The car looks so new. Even with all the scratches and dents that this vehicle has, it looks so nice. So yeah, this is the beginning of the WJ Overland project. I'm doing little repairs first. Once the car is fully done with repairs, then I'm gonna start modding it with a lift and putting bigger tires and just upgrading everything so it could be more reliable and more durable off-road. Alright guys, so I'm gonna end the video here. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe. Alright guys, have a good one. Bye-bye.